Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Tennessee takes care of Kentucky 28-18, improving to 7-1 on the season. And I get it. It's not always going to be pretty. Maybe it doesn't always look the way you think it's going to look. But this team, they always find a way to win. And that's what good teams do. They find ways to win. And there are a select few people out there, whether it's the live chat in the comment section on the internet, that continues to say, this isn't a good football team. This is a very good football team. This is a team that knows how to win, as cliche as that sounds. And I get it, man. Sometimes it's frustrating, but that's why I love the quote from Josh Heupel. It ain't going to be perfect. It ain't got to be perfect. Just go out, execute, play for 60 minutes, and come out with dubs. And that's what this team does, is they come out with dubs. And those people, you know, they watched the Arkansas game, they watched the Oklahoma game, and they said, well, I'm glad we won, but I'm glad we beat Oklahoma, but it doesn't look the way I want it to look. This team's not very good. They're a bad football team. There's no way they're going to beat Florida like this. There's no way they're going to beat Alabama like this. There's no way they're going to beat Kentucky like this. But guess what? Tennessee went and beat all three of those teams. They're going to be heavily favored in every game the rest of the way outside of Georgia. And I think Georgia's beatable. I think Tennessee can go down there to Athens, put it all together, and win this game, go to the SEC championship, because defense wins championships. The Vols have not given up more than 20 points in a game this year. Only 4 other teams have been able to do that to this point in the season, and all 4 of those teams won national championships. That was LSU in 2003, Alabama in 2011 and 2012, and the Georgia Bulldogs in 2021. So if the offense can continue to grow, if the offense can put it together, I think this is a dangerous football team, and I think we saw that last night. 478 yards of total offense, almost 300 through the air, 186 on the ground. You just got to eliminate a few mistakes. You got to finish drives, and you got to put points on the board. And I get it. It is frustrating, but we've had a day to sleep on it. We've had a night to rest, a night to recover, a night to hopefully push away some of the emotions. This is the day after. We're going to get into it, but as always, I need you guys to do that YouTube stuff for me. It takes 2 seconds. If you just drop down below this video and hit the thumbs up, it helps the channel. I would appreciate it. If it's your first time here, welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. We're not experts or insiders or media. We don't try to sell you on that. What we try to sell you on is that we are diehard, passionate, psychotic Tennessee fans. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like it, make sure you subscribe, click the bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. We'll be live later tonight. That's where you get a voice. The Talkin VAWLS fan call-in show, 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight. Be right here for that. Tomorrow morning, we'll be back with Eric Kane in the house. Tuesday night, we play video games. Wednesday night, Talkin VAWLS Live. All kinds of fun content around here, but let's get into it. And let's talk about this win over Kentucky. Again, 28-18. Maybe didn't look the way you wanted it to look, but we got to start this thing by talking about Dylan Sampson. Breaks a 95-year-old record with his 19th rushing touchdown. Absolutely loved the way it went down. He got stopped around the 5-yard line. This entire team, his entire offense, including his quarterback. You want to talk about money, and you want to talk about NIL deals and how much Nico's making. And when he has an incompletion, well, we paid him too much. I want my money back. I want a refund. The type of competitor that Nico is he is right in the middle of that pile, pushing Dylan Sampson into the end zone to break that 95-year-old record. Man, Dylan Sampson is just a dude. And I know we're going to talk about slow starts here in just a second. He fumbled the football again, and that's twice now this season that he's lost fumbles in the red zone. And that's not Dylan Sampson. That's not who he is. That's not who he's been. But Josh Heupel puts him on the bench, and I know a lot of people were frustrated. Deshaun Bishop comes in, gets banged up. Peyton Lewis checks into the game. But Dylan Sampson comes back in and takes over. He started with 4 carries for 24 yards on that opening drive. And then at the end of the game, he finishes the first half, 7 carries for 40 yards. But at the end of the game, 27 carries, 141 yards, 5.2 per carry, and 2 touchdowns. Maybe sitting him on the bench and letting him think about things help Dylan Sampson. I know there may be some disagreement here. I saw somebody in the chat last night say you don't bench your offensive captain, your offensive leader. I don't know. Maybe you're right. But Dylan Sampson, right, wrong, indifferent, he responded when Josh Heupel set him on the bench. What is it about these slow starts? And we've seen it the last 3 weeks now. Vols win the toss. They defer. They go on defense. I'm thinking, man, if I win the toss, I want to go out there and I want to figure out my offense. But they elect to go on defense first. First play of the game, Wilcox rattles off a 15-yard run. 2 plays later, Tyree West is offsides. Will Brooks gets a tip drill in the end zone. He drops it. I'm thinking, here we go again. I even tweeted out the Joker meme where he says, "Here we go." 4th and 2. Stoops is desperate. His back's against the wall. He feels like he has to win. Ricky Gibson in coverage. Tennessee gets the stop. I'm thinking, all right, you got your stop on defense. You leaned on your defense. Now let's let the offense go out. Let's let them respond, and then we're going to put our foot on Kentucky's throat. We're going to blow them out of kneeling, and everything's going to be right in the world. Everything's going to start to click for this offense. And they come out and they look great. They go 10 plays for 70 yards. But then you got Nico getting sacked. There was a miscommunication with Holden Stace. Looked like Nico was looking to get the ball out. Stace wasn't even looking. Very next play, you got holding on John Campbell, and that pushes the field goal a little bit deeper. You got a 43-yard field goal. Here comes Max Gilbert, misses the field goal. Rough night for the kicker. Rough night for Max Gilbert, a guy who's been pretty dang good up to this point. I know a lot of people are looking for a different kicker now, and kickers are head cases. We'll see if Max Gilbert can respond to this. You're going to need him. You're going to need him the rest of the way. He was 12 of 15 on the season going into the year. All three of those misses were over 50 yards. So last night was not normal for Max Gilbert. Missed from 34, 40, and 43. He's got to be better. But again, the last 3 weeks, you move the ball on your opening drive. You come away with 0 points. 2 weeks ago, Nico fumble. Last game, Sampson fumble. This week, you have the holding call that leads to a missed field goal. The very next drive, Chris Brazzell drops a touchdown. That results in a punt. Third drive, Andre Turrentine's interception kind of sets you up with good field position. You're on the Kentucky 45. Little swing pass goes 17. You're cooking. You're moving. Dylan Sampson fumbles on the Kentucky 28. The very next drive, fourth drive, you got a 1st and 10 at the Kentucky 18. False start on Dane Davis. Miles Kitselman drops a touchdown, and I get it. We all know. We all watch the same thing. Miles Kitselman got lit up. But big-time players make big-time plays. I guarantee you Miles Kitselman would tell you, I have to catch that football. Max Gilbert ends up missing another field goal. Later in the game, those were the first 4 drives of shooting yourself in the foot. And then later in the game, Chaz Nimrod with a drop that he had nothing but green grass between him and the end zone. You got to help your quarterback out, and your quarterback is playing pretty dang good football. Your quarterback went 28 of 38 for 292 yards and a touchdown. Coach Jay did the math last night talking about how many yards and touchdowns Nico would have had if players just made plays. I thought the quarterback looked good. I thought he looked poised. I thought he made good throws. He made some dimes. He made some mistakes. He didn't play perfect. But again, Coach Heibel ain't got to be perfect, ain't going to be perfect. But I think if Nico can continue to play like he did last night, and I brought this up on the post-game show last night. Coach Jay in the breakdown video leading up to the game said that Kentucky would probably drop a lot of guys, and Nico would have to be able to make good decisions, make the right throws, dink and dunk, and that's what he did, move the football down the field. When the deep shots were there, he made plays, he made throws. I think if Nico continues to have confidence and play like he played last night, this offense is going to get clicking. They're going to be hard to beat. You just got to help him out. You can't drop the touchdown passes. You just can't do that. You got to be better. And again, it takes 11 guys doing ordinary things at an elite level. Coach speak, but I get it. Worst performance by this Tennessee defense? Those were the words from Coach Jay last night in the postgame show. Definitely wasn't perfect. Definitely wasn't pretty. But I started looking at some numbers, and I thought it was pretty interesting because you held Kentucky to 192 yards through the air, around 50% completion percentage. You gave up 168 yards on the ground. 50 of that came from one play where Arian Carter and Will Brooks are out of position. 34 of that came from the quarterbacks running around making plays. I think the big thing for this defense last night is they gave up big plays. And I started looking at numbers. Plays of double digits or more. They had the 50-yard run on the opening run. They had a 25-yard completion to Gilmore, 17-yard completion to Dane Key, 20-yard touchdown to Josh Caddis, 16-yard completion to Berrien Brown, 16-yard scramble by Brock Vandegrift. You had a couple of more 13-yard runs. You also had an 11-yard pass, but you can see those chunk plays, and those aren't even big. You know, you had the 50-yard play, 25-yard completion. You had a 27-yard touchdown, but just plays of double digits or more. That's where a lot of this yardage and moving the football came from. And yeah, Tennessee's not done that. They've not done that this season. So agree, disagree with Coach Jay's statement. Worst performance by the defense, statistically, numbers-wise, maybe. But this defense flipped the momentum. They flipped the momentum, and they kept this team. They made plays to keep the team in the game all night long. Start the second half by driving right down the field. Max Gilbert misses another field goal. Kentucky takes over on their own 23 plays later. That's when Joshua Josephs comes in with the strip sack fumble. Jeremiah T-Lander falls on it. That was a big play in this game. Dylan Sampson punches it into the end zone after a 5-play drive for 28 yards, and Tennessee takes the lead 14-10. And it was plays like that. It was the Will Brooks interception. It was the Andre Turrentine interception. But that Joshua Joseph strip sack is what flipped this game. He made a play. He gave the offense a short field, and then they came out. They go 5 plays, 28 yards. They take the lead, and they never look back. That play was huge in this game. After that, defense goes 3 and out, and Neyland's rocking at that point, right? You get the strip sack, you put it in the end zone, you take the lead, you go 3 and out. Neyland is absolutely electric. The offense starts on their own 7, and what do? 3 and out. Defense right back out on the field. You knock Brock Vandegrift out of the game. Gavin Wimsatt comes into the game. They run the football 7 straight times, and then on 3rd and 5, when Wimsatt has to make a play, he has to make a throw. Enter the greatest football time in the history of all football. Will Brooks makes a heck of a play. The anticipation, jumping the route, picks it off. 2 plays later, Nico to Miles Kitselman for 6. Vols lead 21-10. This defense made plays at the right times that kept this football team in the game. So, yeah, they gave up some big plays. They may have been out of position. They gave up chunk plays. But they made plays when push came to shove. Again, the strip sack, the interception by Will Brooks, the interception by Andre Turrentine. Omari Thomas, Joshua Josephs, James Pierce all had sacks. James Pierce knocked another quarterback out of the game. At this point, Jalen Milroe is the only quarterback to play against Tennessee this season and finish the game. I know there's some questions about time management right there before the half. You start on your own 25. You're down 3. You're getting the football to start the third, so you're looking to go get some points, win that middle 8. You got 30 seconds on the clock. First play, Nico to Chaz Nimrod for 20 yards. And Tennessee's trying to go fast here, right? Do what you do. I know a lot of people saying spike the ball and think about things. Is that really who Tennessee is? I think they expect to be able to get up to the line of scrimmage and go quick. Next play, Nico checks down to Sampson. It looks like a first down to me. They spot the ball. That's a first down. In my mind, you're thinking, all right, clock's going to stop, and they're going to do the same thing after they did the first play. Get up on the line of scrimmage, go quick, call your play, and go. That's who this team is. And I get it. Some people say, you got to spike the ball. You got to clock management. Maybe. But when you can go fast and you can do what this team does, I don't know that you need to worry about snapping the ball and spiking it and wasting that time if you can get a play called and you can go quick. I think Josh Heupel, I think the football team, I think everybody in Neyland Stadium, I think everybody watching at home thought Dylan Sampson picked up the first down on that check down. That should have stopped the clock. The referee, the official, picks up the ball, walks it back 2 yards, makes absolutely no sense why he spotted the ball the way he spotted it. But that ran off a lot of time there. 2nd and 1, Nico scrambles for the first down. Clock stops, and I get it. Here, you got to be better. But let's realize what's going on here. After the scramble, you're looking at a Hail Mary, right? You're looking at a Hail Mary. What killed that 30-second opportunity before the half with time management was that official moving the ball back 2 yards. That threw off the whole thing. Threw it all off. So I get it. Cooper Mays at the end there, 2 seconds on the clock. Official, the clock will start on my signal, blows the whistle. Nico's looking around. Cooper Mays doesn't snap the ball. We walk into the locker room scratching our heads, and I get it. That's frustrating. Cooper Mays has to know he's going to blow the whistle, and then the half's over in 2 seconds. You got to snap the ball. You have to do it. But I don't know that was necessarily poor time management versus just a crazy turn of events where an official picks up a ball, walks it back 2 yards, and it's not a first down. The initial spot was clearly a first down. But bottom line is Tennessee gets the dub 28-18 over Kentucky. They're 7-1 on the season. They're going to be favored the rest of the way. They're going to be favored from here on out. They got a Mississippi State team coming into Neyland Stadium that is just not very good. Another night game, 7 o'clock kickoff. I think I saw a headline that said Tennessee opens as a huge favorite. No surprise there. ESPN FPI has Tennessee at a 94% chance to win that game. They'll be favored against UTEP. They will be favored against Vanderbilt. We will see what they can do against Georgia. A little concerned. I get it. It's Georgia on the road. It's Georgia on the road, but this team can beat and compete with anybody in the country. What are your thoughts? Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the Talkin VAWLS merchandise. You can go to bonfire.com youtube.com/store/Talkin Balls. Also, if you want to support the channel, think about hitting that join button right over there beside subscribe. It's just $1. You get access to fan call-in shows, custom Talkin Balls emojis, all kinds of fun perks and benefits. But more importantly, you're supporting the channel, giving us the opportunity to bring this content to you throughout the entire year. We talk Tennessee football all day, every day, right here on the Talkin Balls Network. That is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin Balls Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.